Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Level Water Live session for the Hurly Burly. We're going to speak you through all kind of the event logistics and what's going to happen on the day of your swim in a week and a half. How quickly has that come around? Well, probably not so quick because it hasn't been around for quite a while, which is exciting. We can't wait for it. Jerry and Casey are going to take you through sort of all the swim info, and then I'll do a little bit at the end on fundraising. Yeah, I'm just going to hand over to Jerry and Katie now.
Great, thanks, Colette. Just to introduce ourselves, so I'm Katie and I'm the event manager for Level Water. So any other events you've done this year, I have led on, but they have definitely not been just my doing. It's a whole team effort. But yeah, I'm not normally seen too much because I'm normally behind the scene sorting everything out. But yeah, Jerry, I don't know whether you want to introduce yourselves.
Sure. I'm Jerry. I'm kind of in charge of communications. So you might have had emails from me. You might have sent me emails. We're very happy to receive your emails. And, if you've had any kind of issues with your tickets and things like that. I'm also the event coordinator. So I help with a lot of kind of like booking logistics for the events. And I am the fundraising assistant. So I help let out as well with lots of bits and pieces.
Great. So welcome to the Hurly Burly swimmer briefing. We're so excited to have you here. Like we said, this will be recorded. You can watch it back. But if you can just wait to ask any questions until the end, because we will more than likely answer them during this hour. But yeah, we will have a section at the end for any questions to be asked. Weather update at the moment is the long-term forecast looks absolutely glorious. But I don't want to jinx it because Dart was saying the same and we had a bit of a different experience this weekend. So yeah, at the moment it's showing like pure sunshine from next Wednesday. Yeah. So with fingers crossed, we still get that. But Barmouth can have a bit of its own weather up there, being right on the coast and just at the edge of the mountains. So fingers crossed, because I know the people in Barmouth are going to be wanting sun as well, because I think they've had a bit of a rough summer, as a lot of us have in the UK. I will firstly, I think, share through the map. Do you think that's good, Colette, if I do that? And I'll just give you a bit of an update on, I've now got to open it because I've not been organised to open it enough yet. So the Google Maps. So on the Swimmer Hub, you will be able to see this map, but I am just going to share my screen. Which one am I sharing? Sorry, give me a second.
You want me to share it, Katie, so you can talk through it?
Okay, I hadn't. Yep, you're going to have to because it's now telling me that I have to restart Zoom. So if you can share it, try that. Great. So I'll just tell you, Jerry, if I need you to do anything. So I would go to Penmanpool first, because we'll start this map as if from the morning of the event. So those of you that are running before the swim, you are going to be bussed up to Penmanpool in the morning, and your run starts where that purple little man is. You are then going to run. So you'll be bussed and you'll be dropped off at the little bus figure, which is just to your right, Jerry, further up. It'll just drop you off just about there, and then you'll just walk down to the pub. Sadly, it won't be open for a pint at that time in the morning, but you'll start your run from that little purple dot. Then you will run down the Malvac Trail. We're having to get a lot of our pronunciations in Welsh, so apologies if they're not perfect, if we have got anyone from the area on this call. But yes, you'll run all the way down the Malvac Trail before crossing over the famous Barmouth Bridge. You will then head onto the road, which is going to be manned with traffic management one way. So you're not going to be running against oncoming cars. It's only for a very short period. And you will then finish across a timing map just in front of the yacht club. So the yacht club are kind of looking after us in terms of letting us use their as their kind of venue as an HQ. And a bit I just missed there was, if you are getting the bus up to Penman Pool for the run, you will get that from the little purple bus, which is just on the other end of the Barmouth main car park. We will have signs. Now, once the run's finished, that's when kind of the swim event opens. So Reg will open for all swimmers that have not registered on Friday night. Registration is where that little tent hat is, which is in the boatyard owned by the yacht club. So as soon as you've parked your car in the car park, you'll pretty much catch us because you will be walking past us. So it's in the boatyard. We'll have our level water tents and we'll all be there to meet you. The swim then starts on the beach, just about there, where you will be kind of funneled into a funnel in order to go over the timing mats. And then you will head out into the estuary, almost following that line that the Barmouth ferry has, where you'll then pick up the current, which will then throw you pretty fast down into the estuary under Barmouth Bridge. It was amazing. I was up there a couple of weeks ago. If any of you joined the DART live call, I was up in Barmouth doing a few recce's. But it's amazing. You're stood on the beach. It all looks quite still, but you just see this line out in the river where the river is just flowing so fast. So yeah, it was definitely going to be a very quick 10K. I won't go through the route with you too much of the swim because this Google map, I'm not sure when it was last taken, but when it was taken, you can quite clearly see where the swim takes you, where the deeper waters are, because this Google map was obviously taken at low tide. But due to it being mostly sand, it moves. So the deeper water you can see currently on the map has actually moved, but we've got it all mapped out. The water safety will be taking you up the river and you'll be very well looked after. You will then finish your swim just on this little beach where Jerry's just clicked. You will go over a timing mat as you come out the gate. All your spectators will be able to stand along the little footpath, looking down at the river and even on the bridge. You will then head into our marquee, which is going to be in the car park of the George pub. We will have some heaters in there. It's not going to be warm, but we do have like an emergency rewarming tent if needed, also separate to that marquee. So in there, you'll be able to get change, collect your bags, and the pub is going to be putting on some food afterwards, served from their bar that's downstairs in the pub. They're doing things like bacon sandwiches, sausage sandwiches, some veggie things, I think some hot soup as well. So you'll be able to get that all at the end too, but you'll get your mug of hot chocolate from us first. And then once you've finished, you will then head to the bus stop again in order to jump on your coach. These will be running from as soon as the first finishes every 15 minutes. And they will head back to Barmouth. Just to reiterate, all of our communications that we've sent out, you cannot park at Penman Pool. There is just no parking available. We take over the whole pub's car park with our marquee. So there physically is none. There is a tiny little national park car park just on the other side of the bridge that has got about 15 spaces, but it's closed for the event. We can't have anyone parking there. It's just for anyone with accessibility needs. So if their spectator has to bring their wheelchair or crutches up to the finish, they're able to park there. You've just got to let us know. But yeah, everyone has to get bused to and from Penman Pool. So your spectators will be able to jump on a bus at Barmouth as soon as the swim has started, and we will take them all up to the finish. So yeah, just to reiterate, there is no parking whatsoever up at Penman Pool, and there's also no roads available you can park on near there. So we do recommend that you park in Barmouth. Well, it's your only option really to jump on a bus. So yeah, I think that's about everything with the map. I don't think I need to go through anything more. So Jerry, you can probably stop sharing your screen.
Did I do it?
Yeah, all good. Thank you.
So used to Google Meets, Zoom is hard, all the buttons are in different places. Wonderful.
So I will run through, unless Jerry, do you want to run through a bit of timings?
Yeah, sure. I mean, now you've seen a little bit of the layout of the event. Katie's taken you through, you know, kind of how the event works on the day. I will just kind of let you know a few timings. So basically, you need to come to Barmouth. You can come to Barmouth whenever you like, but we will have registration open on Friday evening from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock. So if you want to come and register on Friday evening, you can come see us, register, get your race pack. Saturday is quite a busy morning. So if you do come on Saturday, make sure you arrive in plenty of time to park and register. So at 5:10 on Saturday, the runners registration will open in Barmouth. And then at 5:40.
That is my dog groaning and nothing else. My dog's yawning.
Someone's got a dodgy tummy. So we've got 5 to 7 o'clock Friday, registration will be open. So please come and see us if you'd like to register. We also have the yacht club making a chili between 5 and 8 o'clock, so there'll be food available to buy, and it's a nice opportunity to come and meet us and have some dinner. So 5:10 on Saturday morning, the runners registration will open, and then at 5:40 we will have the briefing for the runners. And when you come to the briefing, please be ready to go. It's just really helpful if you've got, you know, everything that you're going to wear, everything packed in your bag, ready to go for that briefing. At 6 a.m, the coaches for the runners will leave for Penman-Pool. Sorry if I've said that wrong. Again, we're trying our best with our Welsh pronunciation. And then at 6:45, the run will start from Penman-Pool back to Barmouth. At 6:45, as the run starts, the swimmers' registration will open in Barmouth. So if you didn't pick up your pack on the Friday, you can come and pick up your pack on Saturday morning from 6:45. And then at 8:20, the swim briefing will start for the swimmers. This means there's plenty of time for all the runners to come back and get changed and get ready. It's not going to be a rush between the run and the swim. You'll be able to come back, get ready to swim. If you are running and you've already registered, you don't need to register again for the swim. You just register once and you'll have your whole pack given to you during that first registration.
Yeah, just to add on to that, Jerry, as well, that once if you're doing the run swim, your timing chip on your ankle will be, you just don't take it off. So basically it will clock you starting the run, it will then clock you finishing the run, you just leave it on, you'll get ready for your swim, and then that same timing chip will clock you into the water and clock you out of the water. So you don't need to re-register or take it off or anything like that.
Perfect. So one registration, one timing chip. And when you come to the swim briefing, the same as the run, just be ready to swim. There's not really any time after the briefing to kind of to get ready. So we do have a baggage service. So when you get your race pack, you'll get 2 wristbands. One will go on your wrist and the other one will go on your bag. And that's got a number on it. So when you pick up your bag, we know whose bag belongs to who. So do get ready to swim, put everything in your bag, put your baggage tag on your bag and give your bag into the bag drop if you would like us to bring your bag to the finish. If you've got spectators that are going on the spectator coach, you can give them your bag instead. But if you've got no spectators to take your belongings, we'll take your belongings for you. So yeah, just at 8:20, make sure that you've checked in your bag if you need to. You know, you're wearing your wetsuit or your swimsuit and you've got your timing chip on your ankle, your wristband on your wrist, and you're completely ready to swim. At 8:45, swimmers will start to enter the water. And then that's it. And then, you know, you'll just enjoy the river. It is a pretty fast, choppy swim. So just, yeah, really enjoy the scenery. Really enjoy the feeling of just, you know, being out there in nature, and the chilly river of Snowdonia. Then at 10:45, well, the first wave of coaches will start to bring people back to Barmouth. So as Katie said, there's no parking at Penman-Pool at all. The pub car park is going to be completely taken over by our event village, and we have buses that will bring you back to Barmouth. So 10:45 is the first wave of coaches, and then they'll run every 15 minutes until we've got everybody back. And those coaches are swimmers and spectators as well. So if you've got people that have come to watch you, you can all get on together to come back. All our deadlines have passed, so you can't add anything to your booking. You can't book any spectator tickets now. You can't transfer your ticket to anybody else. If you want to buy spectator tickets and you haven't already, you can buy those on the day. We'll have a volunteer with a card machine at the coach pickup point. And it's possible to just buy that return journey so that spectators will go from Barmouth to Pemberpool and back again. If you're a swimmer, you automatically get a free coach ride, so you don't need to purchase anything. If there's anything else outstanding, let us know. Deadline for skin swimmers has passed as well. We do have paper forms on the registration desk, so if there's anything that you need help with, just come and see us. It's usually me at the info tent. So come and see me, and we'll help you get whatever you need. I think that's all really. I've mentioned baggage already. Please try to just bring like a small bag. We say 4 kg max, but it's basically a backpack, a day bag. It's not like a weekend bag. It's just, you know, a small bag that we can take for you to the finish.
Dry rope, and they can surprisingly pack down into quite small. So yeah, I know most people will want to be bringing a dry rope, so just try and pack it up as tight as you can into your bag.
Somebody actually checked in a single pair of socks at Swoosh and put their baggage tag around it. So, you know, I don't know what they did with the rest of their things, but we did have a single pair of socks and they were picked up at the finish. And, you know, the baggage system does work. So, yeah, that's available for you if you need it. The next little bit is just about the yacht club, but I know Katie's been in touch with them. So I don't know if you want to run through those bits, Katie.
Yeah, sure. I might just answer a couple of the questions that have come through that are on kind of that section that we've just gone through. So one of the questions, what are there waves for the swim? There are no allocated waves, but you will be encouraged to enter the water slower swimmers first. So Ian, who will be doing the briefing on the day, will encourage kind of the slower swimmers just to enter first. That just allows you to have a little bit more time to get the swim done. And then he will ask your faster swimmers to kind of come in at the end of the pack. So although there won't be waves as such, we'll just be starting everyone gradually over kind of a 20-minute period as such. Water temperature, I think Colette has shared what the current sea temperature is. It does get about 2 degrees colder as you get to the top. That is because the water from the Snowdonian Mountains that rushes down the river, you will meet that at some point, I think, in the last third of your swim. So you'll meet that. It will be a little bit colder, and it will kind of change from more salty water to more river water as you get to the top, which is complete opposite from Dart that we've just done this weekend. You start in your river water and you enter the sea water. So yes, it does drop a couple of degrees, but it's not a huge amount. Helen has asked if it's possible for a fellow swimmer to do registration. Unfortunately not, Helen. Swimmers have to come pick up their pack themselves. So we know that it's for kind of safety reasons that we know we have handed the pack to the swimmer getting in the river. But if they can't get there on Friday evening, it's absolutely fine. We've got plenty of time in the morning of the swim. So there's no need to panic. They can just get there a little bit earlier on the Saturday to come pick up their pack. Changing at Pemberpool. Yes, there is a huge marquee that takes up the whole car park at the George pub. That will have seats in, it will have a heater in, we'll have some blankets in there so you can all get changed. You will have picked up your bag before entering that marquee, or it will be within the marquee, depending on how the layout goes. But yes, you've got lots of time to get changed and then jump on a bus. Water safety is, we have a team called Southwest Water. There's going to be at least 30 paddlers. We've got, I think, 3 boats and I think 3 jet skis. So there is plenty of water safety on the river. They will be closely guiding you with their GPS along the estuary. So there is no need to worry. They will do a safety briefing alongside Ian on the morning as well. So if you are to get into any trouble in the water, you'll be able to raise your hand. I think that, let me just double check.
I've popped a few replies in there as well.
Okay, thank you.
I think we're okay.
Great. So refreshments. There will be food and drink available to purchase from the Yacht Club, which is the venue we're kind of starting the swim at. On the Friday night, Jerry's already mentioned it, but they are putting on a chili from 5 till 8. There will be a vegetarian option available as well, and they'll have their bar open as well. So their top floor in the yacht club is beautiful. It overlooks the river, overlooks the harbour. So you can come and meet us all. We'll all be there, be able to get your chili. They're only doing about 100 portions, so it is first come, first served. But I'm really hoping you'll join us in supporting them, as they are a non-for-profit. So yeah, they're just volunteering all their time to help us with this event this weekend. And then at the other end, so the yacht club will be serving teas and coffees also on the morning before the swim. It has to be cash only for teas and coffees, because they are serving it out of their little boathouse rather than the actual yacht club itself. So I think they're doing these at £1. So they are doing it very generously cheap. So you'll be able to get a tea and coffee. So just bring a bit of shrapnel along and you'll be able to grab a tea and coffee from them. Then at the other end, the pub will be putting on some food for you. They're going to be doing hot soup, bacon sandwiches, sausage sandwiches, and a vegetarian option. So they'll be doing this all from the lower ground floor of the pub. I think they've probably got tables available also. If you're wanting to actually book for proper lunch in their restaurant, you can also do that.
Oh, just another thing about the pub, they do have rooms available. They put some rooms aside for Hurly Burly swimmers, and they're offering them at a bit of a discount. So if you haven't booked anywhere to stay, you can basically stay at the finish of the swim. So you'll be able to get out of the river, go to your room, have a shower, come back, have a nice meal, and just make it an overnight stay. So if you haven't booked anywhere yet, we'd really recommend booking and staying at the George. There's a little email going out tomorrow morning that has the phone number of the pub. It's not possible to book online, so just give them a call. And if you want to book a room and stay over, yeah, we'd really recommend to do that.
Great, thanks,
They've
Jerry.
got about 9 rooms left still, so they saved for us.
Yes, great. Yeah, the reason you can't book online with them is because the car park is shut for the event. They don't want people that aren't swimmers staying that weekend, because they don't want them to be upset that the car park's shut, and that there's going to be quite a few swimmers out there. So yeah, I would book up. It's cheaper than you'll ever get it there, and it's great. Changing at the start is what I'll go on to next. There is no changing facilities at the start, but majority of you will have come in your cars, I hope. So I do encourage, I know it's a bit of a pain, but get changed in your cars, chuck your wetsuit on in there. Just the facilities are very limited at the start. So we'll obviously have our registration tents and things like that. But the yacht club itself isn't humongous. So we're not able to facilitate changing tents at the start. So yeah, get changed in your car, put your dry robe on, just keep warm until we start the swim, and you can drop that off at the baggage. Jerry, do you want to go through what's in the swimmer pack, seeing as you'll probably be at registration?
Yes, you can usually find me on registration or buzzing around registration. When you come to registration, we will give you a pack, and that pack will have a number written on the front of it, and that is your swim number for the day. So you'll have a wristband with that number on it. We want you to write that number in a permanent marker on your hand as well, and you have a baggage tag with that number on it as well. Lots of people put both tags on their wrist and don't realise, so please have a look. There's 2 tags. One of them needs to go on your bag if you're handing your bag in. If you've applied to be a skin swimmer and you've been approved, there'll be a skin swimmer wristband in there as well. Obviously, we need an approval process to make sure that people will be safe in cold water. If you want to swim skins and you haven't done it yet, please come and see me at the information tent. There'll also be a timing chip, which is kind of like a fit band with a Velcro connector. The number on the timing chip is not the same as the number on your wristband and on your pack, and that's okay. The timing chip is a different number on it. That's just for the timing chip company, so they know who you are. Your timing chip needs to go around your ankle. If you tuck it under your wetsuit, then it definitely won't come off in the water. You know, we need to make sure that you get in and out, so please do make sure that you secure your timing chip carefully. And the Hurly Burly swim hat, which are beautiful swim hats in bright green, so we can see you in the river. We don't allow tow floats on our river swims. This is because water safety team can see all of those green swim hats in the water. They can see anyone if they get into trouble. And tow floats just block that view completely, and we can't see if anything goes wrong. They also get tangled up in each other. If you have a special need for a tow float for medical reasons, get in touch. We may be able to approve you, but in general, no tow floats. Please don't bring any fins. Please don't bring any headphones or GoPros. Basically, no extra kit. We just want to make sure that you're safe, and extra equipment just causes a distraction for you and for the swimmers around you. And maybe if water safety are calling out to you, you might not be able to hear them. So please don't bring any extra bits and pieces. Watches are fine if you've got a Garmin and you want to know how quick you were before you get the timing chip information. Watches are fine. But other than that, no extra kit, please. What else? Oh, if you do want to register in skins, but you haven't been approved yet, please bring a wetsuit just in case. You will need some warm clothes. We offer water stations that you can refill, but if you bring your own bottle, you know, we don't want to be giving out cups because we're trying to save the planet. So if you have got a bottle you can refill, that would be fantastic. I've already mentioned baggage, day pack, a small backpack, 4 kg is what we can take to the finish for you. And then we've had a few questions, I think, in the chat already about our safety measures. So we have a full support team on the river with you. We have lifeguards, and this includes boats, includes jet skis, and it includes kayakers and paddleboarders as well. So there will be a lot of people throughout the course showing you where to swim. We've got medical assistance on land as well, at the start line and at the finish line as well. And we've got heated warming tents at the finish. If at any point during the swim you feel unwell, if you feel a bit dizzy or a little bit off, please wave somebody over. You know, the reason that we have so many people looking out for you is so that we can support you. Even if you're not sure and you think that you're probably fine, if you need anything, please wave somebody over and we will check you over. If you need to be evacuated, we'll put you on a boat and get you out. If you need a little boost, and you can hold on to the back of a jet ski, and we will just leapfrog you forwards to make sure that you're staying together with the rest of the group. That will be for anyone who looks like they're falling way behind and we can't keep an eye on you. So that's it really. And then you're going to emerge triumphantly at the finish. I mean, what better place to finish a swim than a pub? I've done quite a lot of bike rides, and when someone tells me there's a pub at the end, it's a really good motivation. So like as Katie mentioned, you'll arrive on the beach and you can make your way to the event village in the car park. There'll be a warming tent, food and drinks, and we have hot chocolates in very beautiful Hurly Burly mugs, which we've had
Yeah,
made.
I've just got Louise, I know, was asking the question and quite excited, but I can give you a little sneak peek.
Oh, yes.
So this is the souvenir mug you will get your hot chocolate in, and you'll be able to take it home with you.
We also have cola, and we will have other hot drinks available. So if you're vegan or you don't want a hot drink, you can have something else in the Hurly Burly mug. So there's no pressure. We're not forcing hot chocolate on anyone.
I'm glad we're getting a lot of love for the mugs, so I'm quite glad.
Yeah, as the person who ordered the mugs, I'm very happy to hear that.
We had a bit of an issue with our mugs at Dart last year, to give you everyone, and the branding came on it, but this one has been through my dishwasher multiple times, and I can guarantee that the branding is staying on it.
Yes.
Just another question before we get on to the next session. Someone was asking about feeding stations. For those of you that are used to doing the Dart, we obviously have 2 lovely feed stations on the Dart. However, Hurley is a little bit of a different beast. The river is majority sand underneath it. So there just isn't a way for us to anchor down a feed station on that river without incredible difficulty. But this river is incredibly faster than the Dart. So you will get to the end much faster. Although it will be a bit colder, potentially a bit choppier, it is a faster flowing river than the Dart. So we were expecting most people to finish in around 2 hours. We're expecting our first swimmer in 1 hour and 45, with all the rest of the swimmers to kind of finish within 2 hours 30. So It is really quick. If you do need any nutrition, gels, we just recommend you tuck them into your wetsuit, and please don't dispose of the rubbish into the water. Someone's just come in, transport to the start of the run. Yes, the buses, Jerry did run through that, so you can watch this back. But Jerry did run through saying the buses take you to the start. So please don't get dropped off up there. You have to get on a bus up to the start because there is nowhere for anyone to park. So those buses were leaving at 6 o'clock, I think. Was it a bit later? Yes, 6 o'clock. The coaches will leave from the main car park in Barmouth, drop you up to the start, which takes about 25-30 minutes because they can't go over the bridge. And then you'll have about 15 minutes to get briefed and start your run.
If you forget any of the times that we're saying at you, this is all on the Swimmer Hub. We spent a long time putting the Swimmer Hub together with everything on there. So please do check. And if you feel like there's anything missing from the Swimmer Hub, please send me an email, jerry@levelwater.org, and I will add it to the Swimmer Hub so that everyone can see it. But yeah, all those timings are on the Swimmer Hub. So if you are lost, confused, don't know what's going on, have a look on there. Yeah, and it should have everything you need.
Great, thanks, Jerry. Just on to parking for the event. The Barmouth main car park, we're quite blessed with this event in the fact that there is a man-made concrete car park in Barmouth. We've been using a lot of carpet this weekend at Dart. Yeah, there's a huge car park, which is something we don't have at either of our other events. It can fit 500 cars in it, and that's just that car park alone. There are then other car parks in Barmouth also. So you will have to park in that car park. It is pay and display, so please remember to pay. I think it's on a Ringo app, or you can probably pay at one of the machines. So you can pay to park at that car park.
Just sharing my screen again. This huge car park here.
And then, as you can see, the buses go to and from the section just by the RNLI lifeboat station at the other end. But this will be signposted, so you'll be able to find it. So yeah, just make sure you've, I guess, paid for enough. We don't want you all getting car parking tickets. And yeah, there will be some traffic management in place for you swimmers that are turning up once the run has started. The road does get closed, so they'll just divert you just through Barmouth town itself, back around the back, and they'll park you up. We obviously encourage car sharing, so join the Facebook group that we've got, and we will try and introduce you to people on there that you might be able to car share with. Swimmers, Jerry, do you want to lead on the swimmers with access requirements?
Sure. Just before I do that, the yacht club is going to open their bar for us as well for midday. So when you've come back to Barmouth on the coaches, you can pop in for a drink. Like Katie said, there's an amazing view of the swim start. So please do come for a drink with us from midday onwards at the yacht club. So anyone with additional needs, I have had a look at the booking form. There is a question on the booking form saying, you know, do you need any help from us? And that could be, you know, if you need accessible parking, if you need somebody to bring crutches or prosthetics from one end to the other, do you need to talk to the water safety team about, you know, being uncertain or unstable in any areas and needing help in or out of the water? So access to and from the water's edge is a bit tricky. The closest a vehicle can reach the start line is about 100 meters. So a way of crossing that distance on wet sand will be needed if you can't walk it. The finish is on the beach and the ground is quite uneven as well when you get to the event village. If you haven't been in touch already and you need any help in any of these areas, please do send me an email and I will give you a call. If you need any adjustments, if you need a vehicle pick up, drop off at the start or finish, if you need us to take a wheelchair for you, again, please do send me an email. It's jerry@levelwater.org. If you've already put something on your form, we should have been in touch with you already. And then lastly, if you've got any medical concerns, particularly if you've got any history of heart condition, please talk to your GP before you come and participate. We just want to keep everybody safe. So yeah, if there's anything you're uncertain about, contact us, and also contact your GP just to check that, you know, he or she is confident that you can go ahead with the swim. Yeah, so on that cheery note, over to Colette for some information about fundraising and what all this is for, because at Level Water, we're not just an events company, we are a charity, and all the profits from our events, as well as the fundraising, goes for children with disabilities to learn to swim. So yeah,
should we just quickly answer some more questions before fundraising, or do you want to go on to that first? I don't mind either way.
No, go for it. Answer some questions. That'd be lovely. Thanks, Casey.
John has got a question, which is, if I register on Friday, can I cycle straight to the run start? Will I be able to drop my bag at the end of the run and have it back for the end of the swim? I can't see why that won't be an issue, John. The only issue is that if you drop your bag at the run start, you won't have any of your kit to change into or grab once you've finished your run and start your swim. But yeah, I can't see it being an issue as long as we didn't have 50 bikes. Which I don't think we should have too many like that. But yeah, I can't see why that won't be an issue at all. Someone has just said that they were at Penmanpool and asked about the toll bridge opening earlier. They were opening early, but at 8 o'clock. So if anyone is driving from kind of that area, most people will come in from the main roundabout anyway, but you will just need to go round. It adds about an extra 8 minutes onto the journey, just going around the longer way and not across the bridge. So that'll be fine. Yes, there are options to buy branded merchandise. You'll be able to, or if you've not ordered already, and the deadline has closed, but you'll be able to order after the event and we will post this out to you. I know, Colette, you've answered these questions in the chat as well. We do have a photographer at the event, so there will be people taking photos. I'm just having a quick look to see if there's anything else. Someone's asked about water quality. Water quality is not something that is really easily measurable in our rivers, on our swims. This river, though, being so rural, is one of the best we know for water quality. There is only one storm overflow, and that rarely gets discharged from. Obviously, as any open water swimming that you do, there are obviously higher risks than swimming in a swimming pool. So we will advise you to cover any cuts and grazes you've got with plasters, which we'll have available at registration. Be hydrated. Obviously try not to swallow too much water, but water quality for Hurly isn't something we are hugely concerned about at all.
There's one in there about height restrictions on the car park. No, there isn't.
No, there isn't. It's just open. Someone actually local to Barmouth did tell me about, you're not meant to park your camper vans in there overnight. But a lot of people can just get away with it. But I need to pass on that people do get stung for parking tickets for camping in that car park. So I think if you are bringing a camper van, I'd maybe suggest finding a local campsite rather than parking in the car park, or do it at your own risk. But I actually think the fine is sometimes cheaper than a car park. The fine is cheaper than paying for a camping spot at a campsite. Not that I should really say that, but I've been told that by a local, and I think a lot of people do it. I think
that's all for questions.
Yeah. Oh, someone asked about how the recce went. It went really well. We had 3 swimmers that came and did it. They absolutely loved it. And they were incredibly shocked at how fast they got down that river. So yeah, they loved it. I can't remember exactly what, I did just try to find on my phone exactly what times they came in at, but I think it was something like, it was around the 2-hour mark that they came in at. So yeah, they loved it. But yeah, if there's no other further questions, we will hand over to Colette to do her little bit about fundraising. Thank you all.
Yay, thank you. So I hope all of you know this, but you might not. The River Swim at Barmouth has got a life-changing impact on thousands of people, from people like you who swim it, the people who volunteer, hopefully some of you are volunteering, if not friends and family are, and the children who have lessons with Level Water. All profits and funds raised go to our lessons that Level Water facilitates, and you are all helping incredibly so. At the moment, you beautiful people have raised £16,000, and that's the equivalent of 1,066 lessons. That number nearly threw me. Level Water started in 2012 at one pool in Putney. And thanks to people like you, we now have over 800 children swimming, over 160 pools across the UK. That is phenomenal. In terms of your fundraising, it's never too late to start. And if you are fundraising, the time is now. But the next week and a half, we'll see most of your friends and family support you with donations. I think as events get closer, people feel more in support. Maybe we put more out there. Definitely don't be afraid to pop a little video out about how you're feeling. Or yes, how a training swim went, or we've got loads of stuff on the fundraising hub that you can share from the videos of our kids. We see a huge amount of increase in the amount of fundraising the week before an event. So just keep putting those asks out there and let people know how you're doing. I think keeping it personal makes a massive difference. We've learnt this year, Jerry told us this, she did our 24-hour Shepperton and she was fundraising as well. WhatsApp broadcast was really successful for her, so we've passed this on to all our other fundraisers. It's personal, you've only got to draft one message, but it can go to as many people as you like. Also remember to update your Just Giving page so your supporters can see how you're getting on. And some swimmers have found thanking people socially generates more support. Maybe people like seeing their name up there on your Facebook. We do have a small incentive. We have got prizes. Once you've set your page up and you've got your first £15, you should get a little lesson funder badge. You can pop that on your little swimsuit or a towel or something, because it costs just £15 to fund one level water swimming lesson. Then when you've reached your target of 250, you're automatically entered into our prize draw. And then every £50 you get over that is another entry into our prize draw. So you're kind of increasing the chances of probability. We also have some incredible prizes on the prize draw. We've got Vivo barefoot shoes, Aquasphere wetsuits, coffee subscriptions. It's just phenomenal. And these are all being donated by our brands and people who support the charity. As another little thank you to the fundraisers, we've got a prize for the top fundraiser across all of our river swims, and that is a swim trek holiday. And that will be announced on October the 7th, along with the Hurly Burly prizes. And we're actually going to swim trek in Sea Lanes, which is exciting. I'm nearly done. You can nearly go and have your dinner now. I just want to take you back to the first level water pool in Putney. Ian's told us a story about a trip there, and it really resonates and makes me feel quite emotional. I've done it a few times this year and it still gets me, so I want to tell you guys all about it. He travelled to Putney and he met one of our swimmers called Joshua. Joshua uses a powered wheelchair. He's got limited movement in one arm and one leg. His mum couldn't find anyone who would teach him to swim. The first day Ian met them, Joshua was quiet, nervous and a bit shy. His swim teacher took him into the water, laid him on his back and supported his head. And she asked if he could kick his right leg, and he moved it up and down a little. Then she asked if he could pull with his left arm, and he could scoop just a little bit. Then his teacher started moving. She stopped holding his head. Joshua kept swimming. He was still breathing, he had his nose out, but he was sinking. Then his nose went under. His teacher looked closely, but she didn't touch him. He kicked harder, and he came back up to the surface, and he kept going. Ian asked his teacher what she saw when he was under the water, and she said one word: determination. Your fundraising's got a numerical worth, but to parents like Joshua's mum and to children like Joshua, it's invaluable. So thank you on behalf of all the parents and the children for your incredible fundraising. And I just want to thank you all for joining us now. It's been lovely having you here. We hope you've learned something. We'll share the recording again. Please feel free to watch it. And if you've got any further questions, please drop Jerry or me an email or a WhatsApp, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Otherwise, we're looking forward to seeing you in 1.5 weeks.
Thanks all. That was great, Colette. Thank you. My last little plea, I think, to anyone is that we're still looking for volunteers for the Hurly. You've probably seen us shouting about it on a few different channels. So if you're bringing like family or friends that want to come and help hand out hot chocolate at the end, or they want to just be helping you out the water or anything like that, we are really thankful for them. So send them our way. You can email, you can either sign up the active links. If you go to the volunteer page on our website, send us an email, even if they can lend a hand for a couple of hours. We are hugely appreciative of any of that. Also get priority entry to our swims next year, which are majoritarily selling out. That's not even a word, but yeah. they'll be well looked after and have a great time. We had some amazing volunteers at Dart at the weekend and cannot be more grateful. But yeah, I think that's all. We'll let you get 15 minutes back of your evening. Have some dinner.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. We're
Thank
so
you all for
excited to
joining.
see you in 10 days.
Yay!
So exciting.
Bye.
Thanks all.